Thank you very much, Chairman Himes. I agree with you on the importance of early childhood education. Many families face huge challenges in affording childcare. My priority is to support families with quality, affordable, and accessible childcare. Build Back Better, though, is a toddler tax. The toddler tax would jeopardize the quality of childcare and make it less affordable and less accessible. Let's explain why. The toddler tax further emboldens the heavy hand of Washington, D.C. The toddler tax shifts the expectation of childcare away from parents and extended families and towards big government. The government should not be a co-parent. Let's discuss how the toddler tax functions as a co-parent. If the toddler tax becomes law, in order to provide childcare to a 2-year-old, childcare workers will need to have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. This alone will remove 120,000 caretakers and put them out of a job. That is absurd. Today, childcare costs the average American family $16,000 a year. If the toddler tax becomes law, the government will mandate worker pay, dramatically increasing the cost of childcare. The average working family will be on the hook for an additional $13,000 a year. $29,000 for childcare $29,000 a year for childcare costs. Talk about inflation. But wait, you might have thought that everyone was going to get childcare for free with a toddler tax. Until you read the fine print. Nope, only free for some families. We have a worker shortage, and some may ask, will the toddler tax help parents get back to work? No, because the toddler tax doesn't have a work requirement. Currently, many moms and dads rely on faith-based providers to care for their children. So how does the toddler tax impact faith-based providers? It punches them in the face. Let me give you an example. Take a Lutheran church in Racine or Mugwanago or Franklin, Wisconsin, that serves in particular Latino families. Under Build Back Better, it will be incredibly difficult for these faith-based providers to house a child care program. Child care centers in parishes, churches, synagogues, Muslim centers are under attack by BBB. With the focus on government control, you might think that the data shows government institutions provide better outcomes for children than faith-based or in-home providers. But that is not true either. The data says children are better served by faith-based providers or in-home providers. Instead, we should be focused on reducing the cost of childcare and making it affordable. Here's how. By reducing the regulatory burden for non-health and safety requirements. 2, by addressing municipal zoning for in-home providers. And 3, providing timely payments to providers. Now let's shift gears. Let's talk about school-age children. We have a significant education gap between demographic groups in our countries, particularly among Black and white children. State assessments are rolling in, and this gap has gotten a lot worse over the last 2 years. It is most severe for minority populations and low-income households where schools were closed the longest. So you would think that we would be doing everything we can to keep schools from closing. Unfortunately, in our largest districts, the school closures are not over. This is not good for kids and creates uncertainty for parents. Rightfully so, parents are not happy and are getting involved. We need Rep. Julia Letlow's Parents' Bill of Rights. Parents should have a right to know when, where, and what their children are learning. Parents should not be persecuted or prosecuted for getting involved. Parents should know how the funds, including the billions in COVID dollars, are being used. And no child should be trapped in an underperforming school without options to go elsewhere. Parents should be able to do what is best for their children. The government is not a co-parent. We need to empower families. Mr. Chairman, today's conversation should be robust, and I look forward to the discussion. I yield back.
I thank the gentleman.